Hello and welcome to your weekly current affairs program, 60 Minutes Nigeria. It promises to be another educative, enlightening, and of course, informative program. My name is Ego Sagbonlao. Thanks for sharing your 60 minutes with us and spending part of your 60 minutes with us, as the case may be. Well, on today's program, we are looking at the new administration of President Bola Tinubu. You will recall that in previous episodes of this program, we talked about events that culminated into this inauguration of a new president. Now, what are the challenges? What are the expectations of Nigerians? I have very distinguished personalities with me today. I have Pastor Benson Ogerahi, a very, very renowned clergyman and analyst. Nice to have you with us today.
Good afternoon, viewers.
Okay, I also have with us a legal practitioner, a notary public, a man who has distinguished himself in terms of human rights activities. Barrister Patrick Isekwene, nice to have you with us today.
Good afternoon, Ewosa.
Okay.
I'll be at the happy viewing.
Okay. I also have with us the chairman of the Palm Produce Association of Edo State and also a youth leader and a very popular analyst, Efo Satoy. Nice to have you with us today.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Okay. Now, really, we were on set. Efo Satoy just said, oh, subsidy should be brought to agriculture so that farmers can produce more food for Nigerians. He is the chairman of Palm Produce, so I wasn't surprised about that. But I know that the President Bola Tinubu, has a lot to fix in Nigeria. Nigerians are yearning for a better country. And the President must have been very, very busy. You will recall that in his inaugural speech, he did comment that fuel subsidy was not captured in the budget, and so it's over. And that triggered petrol scarcity in different states of the country. Now we have a lot of problems. Motorists are groaning, lamenting, passengers, Nigerians. So, the president has a lot to do. I'm going to start with Efo Satoy. We have a new president, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. His administration is expected to improve welfare of Nigerians, to improve socioeconomic activities, and of course to catapult Nigeria to a very higher pedestal in the Community of Nations. Looking at President Bola Tinubu, what are your expectations?
From my own view, the president of this country, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, few days he was sworn in, and Nigerians are feeling the bite now. Yes, for the subsidy, Nigerians have been yearning that we don't know why it's only petroleum product subsidy will be. And if he has the courage, which he has just done, for putting a stop to subsidy, the common Nigerians who are there, 70% of Nigerians have no vehicle, but 90% of Nigerians uses PMS, which is a fuel. And if you are putting a stop to that, what are his plans? What are the alternatives? And that is what you should tell Nigerians. If you are stopping one thing, you should go there. Like more than 20, 30 years, the cost of bread in so many countries have been stable. We are in a country where those who are responsible for price regulations are sleeping, they are dosa. And now the former administration said a loan they will share for 5,000 to Nigerians. There now the new administration is now sitting now. What are the palliative? What is it telling Nigerians? We know we will have these pains of trying to do something right. But the set of people with the president now, will he work? For the first time, he came out and said, subsidy stop. But he's not a stranger in the past administration. It's the same APC. 8 years, if this was what he has, did he discuss it with the former president that subsidy should go down? Now, he has stopped it. What is it? Today, I need to travel around the bypass to have my way here because people are protesting. We were crying a few days ago, the hike of things. I'm looking at by next week, can Nigerians still go to the restaurant and buy something to eat? For the increment of things now is not just skyrocket. It's a space movement. As he mentioned it, those who have the whole product immediately turn their meters to 600, 5 something. And the common man which the president swore an oath to protect life and property. Strike has just commented, and as a new president, we cannot be giving him this body. But to me, he's not a new president. It has been part of the government for the past 8 years. So the plans of the transition should, if you are stopping this, removing fuel subsidy, what is coming out? And that should make Nigerians feel more comfortable. Because the first thing a Nigerian need is light, good road. But now they've added hunger, which is food. And if that is not done, I'm happy this is the best time. I'll say this is the best time they are removing subsidy because we have rainfall now. What is the government doing to make sure that the major food Nigerians eat, which we call gari and other things, that will grow in 6 months' time, should be introduced? And mechanizing, this is not the time we use young graduates are everywhere, want to go to farm, but you cannot tell them to use What is the president doing? No individual can afford a tractor. Is he bringing tractor the way they brought tractor to India, to China, to United Kingdom? They should bring tractor. It will tell Nigerians, I'm bringing 1 million tractors to enable production. And then we will now know that we are going to feed pace for 1, 2, 3 months. For after then, there will be enough food. Now we have corn, we have other things we want to eat. But for this government to come and say, fuel subsidy, removal, and there is no palliative. We are waiting today, tomorrow to hear. But for now, it is not biting them. I don't want to use the word killing. It's not biting. Because somebody goes to a restaurant and eat fufu, meat and this, 500. It goes now, they say 1,002. My dear, I'm just afraid that in few days from now, if Mr. President cannot come and address Nigerians by telling them, look, I'm taking this subsidy out, but I'm bringing things in 3 months' time, there will be change. Nigerians will see how workable. And to me, not because I'm in the agri sector, but for me, I know if there is food availability and there should be regulatory body functioning, the price of yam here should be the same price in everywhere in the country. Then the government will not say, this is what I'm doing. First and foremost, they should reduce the price of bread. Talk to the Bakery Association. Any loaf of bread you bring, let us take statistics. A bread should be no more than 500. Then Nigeria will say, yes, the president is working. To me, I believe that is my opinion for now.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much. We just move straight to Barrister Patrick Isekwene. What's your own take on this issue?
Subsidy removal.
Yes.
Well, I must confess, I was taking off balance. Because up till now, we're still in darkness. You see, the issue of subsidy removal, like you know too well, it's a tenuous, it's not new. The last administration have said it several, we are aware. But why I'm shocked and dumbfounded up to this moment is that they said it will take effect from 1st of July. 1st of July. So that means it's still subsidy till June. Ending. To my surprise, immediately the president made his speech. Before just next 30 minutes, this has changed. Now, for the government to make things worse, just yesterday, the NPC brought the new price for fuel from 488. They can be from 488 to even up to 500 plus. It means you are the brain behind what happened after the president has. But the federal government, they are aware. You see, you don't spread surprises to people. You don't do that. It's like you going to war. I
hope you know NPC is now a limited
liability company. We know, but who are those behind the scene? It's not the federal government. We understand you too well. So so what they ought to have done is that, like I said, I'm just digressing that before you go to war, you must find out, take statistics of the number you're trying to encounter with, number of bullets, number of guns. You have to protect out another before you go to war. You don't just jump into war. Don't just say the subsidy, because up to today, for the president's statements, there's no directive on the issue. You only pronounce the yes, they're going to continue. You are not giving directive to anybody. But before you know it, you started acting. That's what we're still in darkness. We all know that the last administration technically removed subsidy. Not officially. Technically, in the sense that in the budget made for 2023, subsidy is not accommodated. No budget for it. Technically, has affected it. You see, like most of us, we have agreed, yes, the pros and cons, the disadvantage is more. We are all agreed, even all the presidential aspirants agree that the first subsidy should be removed because of its abuse. Ordinarily, there's nothing wrong with first subsidy. Nothing wrong, because that's the only way Nigeria can benefit. The oil is our own. We own this, government belongs to all of us. It's our property. It's a commonwealth of our country. So it has been good to subsidize it, but because of the abuse, that's what I said, no need. That up to today, there's even argument for argument for if actually subsidies exist. It's a case of even guess up to this moment. But when I said whether it exists or not, even those who have come in before and presently, even TINUBU one time fought the subsidy issue. Buhari, before he came in, also fought it that something does not exist. So what I'm saying that whether it exists or not, I'm not, but the procedure. Why the government told the government is continuity, last government that subsidy issue will stop by June. But why now? Implementing it. That is my one worry. So like you took Nigeria by surprise. You understand me? So you cannot stand by your word what you already agreed with contract with Nigeria that this will be by June. And we June, so you can still have the normal, but now things are changed. They could not even wait till June. So you like take Nigeria by shock. That's why I'm a bit embarrassed with our manner this went.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to say is that the president who took out of office just here, May 29th, he sought to the constitution to hold the constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Yeah.
By virtue of that, I mean by section 14 of our constitution, we made it clear that the main function, the main duty of the government is for, the purpose of being a government is for the welfare and security of the people. The welfare here is the first challenge. The president has not finished making speech. A lot of people want to go ground. They want to commit suicide. What our government are you? What our sign? It's a very bad domain. And it's embarrassing that the president is an answer to the new president. I believe he has the power what it takes. He's in charge to revise all these issues. Despite that, this partial implementation was done technically by the power administration. He's in charge. If I say not to continue with it, heaven will not fall. Because the pen is going to come to Nigeria. You know the implication? It's a grievous one. Very grievous. Because by a week time, just like my chairman said here, we're going to see the price of things. NEPA will bring there. NEPA is going to hack. Different sectors are going to, it's going to lead to galloping, what the economy call galloping inflation. It's a very serious problem, and then you're going to fall into. So the president should do everything because even with joining it, you can be in hospital, a doctor tells you your head has changed, he will no longer release you. Will heaven fall. That is my take on it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Patrick Sekwene. Pastor Benson Ogeriaki is with us. What's your reaction?
Actually, one of the major issues in all this is insincerity. The reason I use the word insincerity is because the picture that our government has been bringing before the entire Nigerians has expressly shows that the government is not sincere. Because if sincerity is there, and the Nigerians actually trust their leaders, that what they say is what they do, you find that when the government is telling you that I'm removing subsidy, you don't need to panic, you don't need to be afraid, because you know that the man that is removing it is sincere, and whatever that will be taken from there, they will actually utilize it well. But in a situation where you discover that a government is saying that, oh, I am doing this, and to everybody, they are saying, oh, thank God I want to do this. They now see the manifestation of another thing. And all these are one of the major problems that is in it. And if you also go beyond that, you discover that in a situation whereby you have a government that's supposed to be for the people, but it's now going for a tribe, it's now going for a religion, it's now going for some set of people, it's now going for political friends and other things. Whereas he was voted in that office not just for himself, not just for his family, not just for his tribe, not just for his religion, but for the entire nation. So when he's no longer representing what the people expect, you discover that the loss of confidence must be there. So one of the major things that is the cause of all this is insincerity, which this administration needs to actually address. Because until a man is sincere to his people that is leading, there is no trust. There is no trust. Take for instance, if you actually say that, oh, the subsidy removal is supposed to be from July, why implementing it in June? So if you now say that you have already paid for June, so the money that was paid, what is it going to be used for? These are just deception. That is why you discover that the Bible says that the heart of a man is desperately wicked. He said, who can know it? Only God. If that the plan has been there, making the statement on the first day that you are entering the office is a very bad moment. It's not the thing that we should.
I can see that Pastor Benson Ogiraki is really very emotional. Yes, and that's the situation in the country. So many Nigerians are frustrated because there seem to be, it appears the activities in this country or our lifestyle revolves around the issue of petroleum sector. Those who are not driving, they bought vehicles, they are commuters. Some persons have issues of power outage, so they depend on generator, and generator, you need to buy petrol to run your generator. So there's a lot of our living style that revolves around the petroleum sector. Probably that's responsible for so many Nigerians who applauded the subsidy, that, oh, the subsidy, if well implemented, they can afford petrol. Okay, so that's the situation. We'll go back to Efosa Atoy. Now, what do you expect this government to do to actually reposition or revamp the economy or revamp Nigeria as a country?
The slogan of this, the president now, he said, renewal of hope. We don't know the hope they are about to renew and what is on the table now. Because if from the very first day, this calculation has not been properly designed for Nigeria, then we are asking ourselves, if the hope is starting like this, we are all doomed. But let us leave that. Nigerians are really expecting a good country. And if it's starting in this point, like I earlier said, the courage for him to remove the subsidy it should bring that same courage. That is the hope for Nigerians to know what is on the table. We know what will work and we know what will not work. But now everybody is silent. And when things are like this, the after effect will be so discouraging that I should not be the one prophesying, because Nigerians saw all the candidates and Nigerians voted. And if the president is taking the true reflection of Nigerians, 8 million plus or whatever, we are about 90 million. And they said 40-something million have their permanent voters card. And 8 million or whatever, less than 30 million came out to vote. In an election, Nigerians witnessed that it was mass. And you see, things of this nature is expected. Because as our clergyman said, it's the government for the people and not for few. The decision he has made, we want to see if he's going to cut down the numbers of convoy. We want to see if he's going to reduce the personnel. We want to see, because governance is expensive. That is why you see these few people who got money from the back door are into politics. The way some people now collected powers from the back door and became pastors. The same some people at the back, by connection became SAN, and they are now in the hollow chambers. That is how politics have been stolen away from the people. Anybody, you will see somebody who has a criminal record, he brings money, they start calling him a leader. This is what we are experiencing. And today we should not be surprised. The former president went through the regiment, a general, and grew, became a former head of state, contested several times, and became the president. For 8 years, we are looking at it. Nobody is talking about party again. We are talking of individual. But it was this same APC that has been 2015, before they handed over 29th last month. And if a plan of such, as you said, the president who just handed over said, from June ending, there is no provision. The money now they budgeted for that, where is it? So you will see that the government have not even sat down, they've started looting. So it is something.
Also they started looting.
Sorry.
You can't agree with
okay,
that.
sorry. Let me withdraw that. The government have not even taken balance. They've already created an area. The money the former president kept till June ending because we heard. And now, the state governors now, they did not release a warning that any station, the new products you've collected, we want to see. If you increase, we will seal. That is where the state government has power. But no governor is talking. Nobody is talking. The senior citizens, I believe this is the time for the youth to come, because the former president said the youth are lazy. The youth should tell the Nigerians we are not lazy. They came out, they voted. They said we'll see in court. We are now in court. Now, the government is not there. What we should do now is a very clear thing. Let the state government, first and foremost, took the same vote. Let them find out, set up a committee. There are people that will do this. Some of us, by God's grace, we can afford, if it's 1,000, we can buy fuel. We are talking of those who cannot. People have decided to start trekking. Anybody that have not eaten and it treks, the next thing is mortuary. And if that is what, we should hold the government of the day, they kill these persons. And that is what Nigerians should look at. I'm telling this present government now, they are not up to 5 days in office. They should reverse and tell Nigerians, this is what we have. For the subsidy is overdue. Let me tell you, diesel was removed. They said diesel will be available. Diesel is increasing. Why I'm saying it now, for today, a drum of palm oil is about 240. A drum. That is about 13 or 12 jerrycans. I am telling you, by next week, because we cannot afford to buy fuel and buy diesel in this same price, and you say we should produce and sell. This is an effect. It's not, those who read the economics should tell us what are the statistics. Now, removing subsidy, you are paying somebody 35,000. What is our minimum wage? And you said from here to now, 500, 1,000, 1,500. And you said the person should continue working and begging Nigerians. This is not the time to talk. This is not the time to pray. This is the time for we to act. And the only way we can act is to tell the government of the day, you are not new. The president cannot say he's new. He's a leader of the party that is now the president of the country. So he's familiar about all 8 years APC have been in power. He should come and tell Nigerians, look, even though I'm here, I'm now in charge. Let these things and these things come in place. Okay. Then Nigerians will now say, okay, we've seen somebody who feels our pains. Because now, Nigerians are saying he's not feeling our pains.
Thank you very much, Fosa Toy. This discussion will continue immediately after this interlude. Okay, it's always a delight to have you back, and we're also glad that you are spending part of your 60 minutes with us on the program, a current affairs program, 60 Minutes Nigeria. My name is Ewosa Mulao. I have with me Fosa Toy, Barrister Patrick Isekwene, and of course, Pastor Benson Ogirake. Barrister Patrick, now, looking at this government, we know that this issue of petrol is a very big problem. PMS, the subsidy being removed. But what other areas do you think that this government should quickly look into in order to improve the welfare of Nigerians?
Thank you very much, Ewosa.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I know you'll be surprised for me to still go back to subsidy, issue of petroleum matter, PMS, because it's very, very fundamental. It's the main issue. Because, you see, I'm not looking at price of PMS being sold at another filling station at the rate of 1,000 a litre. I'm not looking at it that way. It's not the price I'm bothered about, but the implication to the economy. Like what the chairman of the farmer said here, that if you buy fuel at that rate, or now 1,000 a litre, to produce an item, or definitely you're going to hike your price of items. When you are to affect the economy, every facet is fundamental. It's the main issue. If you don't address that, if it's that you can go further and put the economy in a good shape, we are never what to call abysmal ignorance. Very big one. We must go back to the issue of the fuel. Because with the hiking, everything is going to be affected. The next 2 weeks, a lot of things will happen in this country. Because everything, you see the consequence. Because it's just yesterday now, it will spread gradually. The cost of bread, can you control that one? The chairman was telling that it should sell at a particular rate. When the cost of buying sugar is even ×5 of what you used to buy before, definitely you're going to hike. It's not the one you're talking about. It is the market, is the market price that's going to determine what will happen. Bessie with this distribution unit going to hike their tariff price. Because they cannot be using buying at the rate of, at the end of the day, no, it's going to be changed. Foodstuffs all over will be affected with the prices, including what we take every day, mineral biscuits, children. It's going to go up. As a result of this hiking fuel price, every facet of our economy, which I cannot even mention here, will be affected. That is what is very, very fundamental to address this issue. Everything go. And once this thing goes up like this, even I cannot talk of even building materials, all facets will be affected if you have this issue. So we cannot go further without addressing this issue, because it's the mother of them all. Despite that, we have other challenges, which I want the president, incoming president, the current president now to look into. Because it's just 5 days, we're already having problem headache. Just 5 days, yeah.
Not headache, migraine.
Migraine, you're just 5 days. The company is already burning. Like you said, because you said they started rioting.
Yes.
And more rioting will come, because they're strategizing. It's a very bad omen, because they know the importance of fear. It's very, very fundamental. So the president.
So what's the way forward?
Yes, the president. Yes. What I'm going to say is that you don't spend surprises on people. The president, the government is continuity. President Buhari, when the former president said the subsidy will stay up to June ending. That's subsidy everything. Then where's the money for this June that you're jumping? Then that one should be refunded to states for this June. Which is where's the money? They already subsidize it now. Yes. So they should. So what I'm trying to say is that if you are waited till that July agreed, well, let us see how we go about it. Not just push to Nigeria like that. We take our balance. So the way about that issue, this issue of FX should be reviewed, looked into by the president, is a serious issue. We must come back to it and address it. Secondly, I also look to the issue of the design of our currency, which is still a problem. It's still hanging. You know, it's December deadline to break up the.
Yes.
That's what it's December. Up till now, I've been in the bank several looking this money for one transaction. I'm not saying anything new currency. It's still hanging. What is happening now is just because of the December they push it to. It's a serious problem. It's still hanging. If the issue of Naira design scarcity comes into play with this one, we're already there before. I don't know what to come out of it again. Because if I can come back and join this situation, it's going to be a very serious problem, which must be addressed. The government have not addressed. It's still waiting. It's still hanging. Because you cannot be using two currencies in a country. One must go. And when the budget is spent over 50 billion, the new one, we don't know where it's going. And by December, it must stop. It's a serious problem the president must look into. So that you don't start buying Naira with Naira in your country. If it's not addressed, before you know, they say, oh, 10,000 Naira, 5,000 Naira. If you don't have any of them, then you will force to buy it. That just doesn't matter. He's still waiting. Which the president also indirectly said he will look into the issue of our currency. He should be looking into. If these two, issue of fuel and issue of this Naira issue, look into, I think the rest are minor issues. It can be taken care of. It's like a rain. After the rain, water will find its level. Actually, everything will take its place.
Okay, Pastor Benson, we know that just like I asked Patrick Sekweni, we know that the bond issue now has to do with petrol subsidy removal. But there are other issues, there are other expectations, there are things that Nigerians also expect this new administration to look into. For instance, security. So many persons believe that, oh, it is good for this administration to ensure security. So how can that be done? Yes.
Actually, I want to talk from the first perspective.
Okay.
You know, when we were asking the question just now on that, how can we actually solve the problem? Anytime there are challenges, the next step is to make sure that at least solutions are created.
Yes.
I want to say this before I talk about the expectation. Let there be price control of commodities. Because one of the major issues in this country is that there is no price control.
Okay.
If there is a body who are actually functioning to actually look at price control, you find that if someone in this situation where you discover that fuel subsidy is removed and everybody adjusts, increasing the price of their commodities. So if there's a body, a regulatory body, who can actually go out to make sure that this is what the price is supposed to be, that can help a big deal to actually settle some of these things.
Okay.
They're looking at the expectation of from this present government. In insecurity, it is one. It should be. They should take it as one of the most important things that they should do. Because any country where there is no security, you know, everything that have to do with prosperity, that have to do with increase, that have to do with being able to be established,
yes,
is not really there. So they should tackle insecurity. There are another thing that I want to also look at in the expectation is going across the party. What I mean with that is going across to be able to have a capable hands
Okay, so
Not
you,
just-
you want the president to get some technocrats from other parties?
Yes, from other parties.
Not necessarily it's
From
APC.
No, we should go above that, because just like I said before, when I said that his position is not for a party, is not for a particular tribe, is not for a particular religion, so he should be able to look for capable hands. And to be fair with you, with all due respect, Nigeria have one of the best brains as far as this one is concerned.
Okay.
You will begin to hear great testimonies of what Nigerians are doing, even outside this country. So if we are having our people affecting positively
Other countries.
in other countries, we should be able to approach them. We should be able to ask them to say, please, come, we need you. This is your country. We need you. So when they come, we should also be able to handle them well. Because it's not just calling them at the end, you just use them and you jump them. No. So let capable hands come in to make sure that at least when they are here, then they will be able to provide solutions to things. One of the things I want to just quickly say, sir, is that if we're to be, that there were capable hands who actually come together to review all this before the president made that statement, you discover that this issue that we have at our hand now would have not been there. That is why they have to be proactive. They have to be proactive. The government must be proactive. Because if we're to be, it has been discussed.
Okay.
And look at the advantage.
The pros and the cons.
Yes. Look at the adverse effect if social decision is taken. All this would have not been there. Because if there was a proper meeting that was done where solution has already been provided, so as the president is making the pronouncement, then you discover that the solutions are also there. To say, okay, we are removing subsidy. As we are removing it now, look at the aspect that we want to send the subsidy to. Look at the aspect, like the aspect of health, like the aspect of education, like the aspect of insecurity. Then you look at all these things. You can imagine that, thank God for private companies, private establishment. If not, in fact, I don't think, let me not say negative things because I'm a pastor, but thank God for individuals who have decided to rise and said, no, I need to contribute my quota. If not, because you go to government hospitals today, you discover that only going to different places to conduct tests, sometimes it will take almost 3 days. And there are times you just discover that a patient who was rushed down, that they said it's an emergency, before they will go here, to just conduct tests, it will take almost 3 days. And sometimes most of them, they don't make it, they die there. And of which we also take the person to a private hospital and immediately is attended to. So our government need to rise up to make sure that if truly that they have done this in good faith, that they have removed the subsidy, let them be sincere, let them send those things, like as my chairman was saying just now, they should send part of it to agriculture, they should send part of it to education, they should send part of it to health, they should send part of it to other aspects, to make sure that at least few months or few years from now, Nigerians will say, oh, we did not know that this decision was for our good, but rather to make sure that they are not deceived.
Thank you very much. Officer Atoy, we just got the information that some police officers have been promoted. You know, so don't you think that? Well, what do you think the government can do to enhance the security of lives and property?
The only way, if they like, they should promote, or we now have IG everywhere. What is giving us insecurity? There is no job, and the present leadership in the country now should not see Lagos State as Nigeria, because during his campaign, I transform Lagos. Lagos is just a segment of this country. Because if he take decision the way he has taken it now, in Lagos State, it does not affect an Edoma, it does not affect those in Kano or Zafara. Now, he's sitting in that chair as a president. He should take a decision. Nigerians are eager to know what the future has for us. Renewing hope is not by pronouncing a word. I said, I will start running, the second day running. Running to where? People are running. If as the president cannot run, so he should stop and want to hit the ground running. All we should do now, he has made a very strong step by removing subsidy. What we should be doing now, between now, tomorrow, next, he should come out. Call the governors. This country is not for clique. Clique cannot work. What he should do now for insecurity promoting, yes, they are due for the promotion, but can a hungry policeman function? The answer is no. Look at where the police are staying. Their barracks is like a dungeon. For promoting a police officer or promoting a general in the army, go to the barracks. When you see these security operatives, when you see them where they live, I grew up in a barrack. I know how barrack children lived. My father was a soldier. And today you go to the barrack, you start bringing out tears. Those people are not enjoying. Who are now hitting this money? The issue is this. For insecurity, I tell you, as bad as Sudan, the Nigerian soldiers who are in Sudan fighting, they don't know they will come. Because it's under UN, they are lobbying to go there and fight. Because they know their money is sure. That is where our clergy says something. Insincerity. Nigerians are terror to Nigerians. And the youth, because the former president said the youth are lazy. And the youth proved to the president we are not lazy. Now I'm telling the youth, don't be docile. This is not the time. I'll tell you, I'm not promoting Yahoo. But I'll tell you, if not because our boys were into all this sharp distance, our highways, they've left our highways, they face computer. They left this, they did that. But though it's not even good, but let me tell you, this is the spill effect. During the campaign and whatever they were doing, all what they said now, just 1 month now, assuming you give somebody $10,000 to get to where you are going to, convert it and change it. You buy fuel, 5 something for 1 month, and you have 2 kids, you will not know that you've overdone yourself. For me, I believe at this point in time, the money, we are talking about not what the revenue, the money the General Buhari, former president, kept for this month to caution. Remember, June 12, we are in June already. By June 12, we are going to remember somebody who paid his life for democracy. And if he is one of his followers, he should not put this country in the way it should be. That day should be celebrated, that from the Nedeko extension, he's sitting in Aso Rock. The people around him, this is the time. Maybe he needed them to get there. He has gotten to that place. This is the time he should push them off and bring experienced people to work with him. What is going on in the country? Don't allow the country to be on fire before you send fire extinguisher or this firefighter. No, this is the time to put off the fire from escalating. For me to come to this studio today, a particular junction was blocked, and they said, "Oh, the only way you go through the bypass." The bypass is nothing to write up. Our bypass. I'm telling you, if tomorrow these boys from the street comes out again there, nobody will go. By then, we are in prison in our own country. All we are begging, Mr. President, all you need to do, you've done it for Lagosians. We saw your stride, your development there. Bringing it to the national level is not a mountain. All we need you to do now is to say this money that has been captured in the last former administration, let us see how we can cushion things. It's not to shave 5,000 because that is another scam. Put it in something. Nigerians are patient. If we know that this thing will change, that you are buying Gary today for 5 days, let me tell you, all commodity head in Edo State will meet. The price of a bag of flour, if they should tell you the way is increasing, like sugar and everything, it's simple. But let me tell you, the government is responsible. If today the governor of this state should set up a committee, a task force, I said with directive from President and NNPC, that every filling station, they should go there, the committee should go there and dip and get all what they have there. They know this. We are going to sell at 2 something. The liters will be monitored. Everybody will go there just for your time. If you are getting a jerry can, you go there. The others, the government will pay. Okay. I'm telling you, this crisis will just drop.
Thank you, Mr. Atoy. But we must understand that the removal of fuel subsidy allows competition, deregulation.
No, that is not the regulation.
The different petroleum dealers,
marketers,
the way they buy,
they will sell.
The way they will sell. So no more regulation, no more fixed price.
No, that's
the reason why some persons are not happy with what the NNPC did. But that's why I said NNPC is no longer the way it used to be. It's limited now. It's a limited company.
No, the subsidy subsidy is not the regulation. No. Removal of subsidy is making Nigerians that this is what you are supposed to pay and this is what we are paying. So that statistics have never been displayed.
So that's what we are saying. So the government will not subsidize. The way marketers buy, that will be the way you said. So if you have 2 filling stations, filling station A, filling station B, if filling station A feels it can sell for 300 and filling station B feels it can sell for 450, depending on how they bought, then the motorists, the residents will decide where to buy.
No, we are talking of this June, the money. There is already money for this June.
I'll come with Levosa. So, Barrister Patrick, just your closing remarks, because we don't, we're about leaving the stage now.
It's okay. I want the president, Senator Bola Tinubu, to go back to the board, draw board, because much is expected from him. I respect him a lot because of his antecedents. You know, he's an activist. These are people they fought for. They go to Nadako. We know too well. They fought for. When you talk about 93 election, Abiola, I know the role that Abiola played. Tinubu played. He's a man I respect for activism. That's why you cannot intimidate him. He's used to. He's a keeping. He's activist keeping. I know him. So I believe that you go back to the board, and I believe he had the capacity, what it takes to solve this problem. Go to the drawing board and solve it. And I also expect the state governors not to be an onlooker. It's a federation. They can set out goal that will make the state work. Everybody is home. Get your phone in your hand and remain, you know, when such activities take place like this, you are able to talk or take action. But it means whether you are a coward or you are a traitor. I expect all the governors of various states to come out with actions that will make all marketers come to the proper place.
Thank you. Closing remarks, Pastor Benson.
Okay, I want to say this, sir, that it is very, very, very important that this government should always go back to the drawing board, have a proper plan that will be obvious to people and work with a sincere heart. The Bible says, write the vision, make it plain, that those that will read it, they will run with it. Any leader without a vision, you discover that it's like what the Bible says, that when a blind man leads blind men, both of them will fall into the ditch. So let us, the Nigerians, see that one, our government is not blind, number one. Number two, that he has a vision. Then number three, that the vision is written. Number four, that the vision is plain and is clear to everybody.
Thank you.
And with a sincere heart, we'll get there.
Thank you. That's the program for this week, 60 Minutes Nigeria. I hope you've enjoyed every bit of our discussion this week. I believe that President Bola Tinubu, the new president, will surely address this very pathetic situation because the federal government has always reiterated that the removal of fuel subsidy is in the interest of Nigerians. I want to thank Efosa Atoy for your time.
Thank you.
Pastor Patrick Isekwene, thank you very much. Pastor Benson Ogiraki, thank you very much. You have a wonderful week ahead. Bye-bye.